I cause damage early in a person's life. If you don't have a spiritual foundation to persist me, then I'll persist without you even thinking or before you realize it. See, once I captured your mind, then that is where I will reside in your heart, deceiving, believing that everything is fine, that I'm actually really good for you. See, what you don't know is that I can entice you at any age, and I can take the form of any boy or girl, so you better learn quick because I come to destroy, and what you think is a perfect relationship, it will make you physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually sick. So the contagious disease, I do not care whose heart or mind I mislead, just as long as you're enjoying the ride with all of its lovely physical benefits that apply, because I've already destroyed so many marriages. Shoot, man, I'm even in your churches, and standing so many people think they're just so perfect, and think they really know this Jesus. But in your weak flesh moments, that is where I abide, and just like that, in a short amount of time, I will have you aboard in your church, your friends, or even your own family. Because there ain't no worse spirit than me, because you better know that I desire to have you so infatuated with me more that you don't have time for your God anymore. I said, I need to have you so infatuated with me more that anything you do for God, you're just bored. See, once that happens, then your love for Him will be hesitated, and your on fire zeal will be contaminated. But more importantly, I desperately need your testimony to no longer be validated. So, what is my name, you ask? What is my name, you say? Well, my name is simply Lust. See, his name was Lust, but he came looking at the phone what I thought was Christianity, but how easily deceived I was for just too many months. See, for every lie that he told me, he said that I was beautiful, it was, I guess it wasn't meant to be. See, but at that point, my emotions only got the better of me. See, my heart, once it was no longer plugged, I received the rebuke, and even though it was difficult for me to hear, I am grateful. See, when my heart was no longer plugged, I received the rebuke, and even though it was difficult for me to hear, I am forever grateful. See, because what you don't know, y'all, see, lust can have you so shut as he did with me, and lust had a real bad hold on me. See, but when I finally let go of all that mess, when my heart and my mind was no longer distracted, I could finally breathe. When my heart and my mind, it was no longer distracted. I was dissected, I was set apart, I am free. So when I told us to flee, he came back with attacks because he couldn't believe that I did not leave him as bad as I received. So just like with anything that does not want you to leave, he did everything and said anything he could to get me to leave. But at that point, I was just so tired of all that game. See, I remember that my strength is once again found in Jesus. See, I remember what his word said. See, the word says that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And the joy of the Lord is my strength, so Lust, who you really need? So as I digested more of God's word, I was no longer allured by his once so-called sweet, beautiful words. See, as I digested on God's word, I was no longer allured by his once so-called sweet, beautiful words. So as I boldly profess and I proclaim that Lust, I can no longer have you in vain or trade my love for God for anything. So as my heart and my mind no longer consented to his sweet, beautiful lies, it was the happiest day of my life, y'all. See, because when my heart and my mind no longer consented to his sweet lies, it was the day that I told Lust goodbye.
All right. Woo!